Hey, excuse me, partner. I'm looking for your nearest recycle bin.
We don't do no recycling in this town. No. You better leave, find some other place to recycle.
Wait a minute, no recycling? What kind of town is this? Every town I've ever been to west of the Pecos has a recycling program. Never mind. Luckily, I brought along my own portable recycling bin. And by gosh, I'm gonna set it up right here. It doesn't have recycling.
You shouldn't set that recycling bin up here, stranger. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble in that town. You better leave town for your own good.
Nah.
Hey, cowboy. What you doing here?
Well, little missy, I'm setting up a recycling bin. It's my understanding that this town doesn't have any recycling, and I'm setting to change that.
Oh, you don't want to do that. You see, our sheriff, he's not too fond of recycling. You know...
Yeah, I don't care about the sheriff.
What the hey is that doing in mine?
Well, Sheriff, this is a recycle container. I have to set one up because I can't find anywhere to recycle this here bottle in this town.
Listen, stranger. There's plenty of trash cans in this town that have lots of room for that bottle. So use one of them.
Look, Sheriff, I'm sorry, I don't take too kindly to throwing my recyclable materials into the trash. You realize that by recycling this one glass bottle, I will have saved the equivalent amount of energy that would be expended by a team of horses pulling a wagon train for a mile.
Horses in this town eat oats, not bottles. So, why don't you take that blue recycling bin with you and get the heck out of here?
Now, Sheriff, now come on. If your town doesn't have a recycling program, you're way behind the times. I've traveled these high plains everywhere around here, and every town I've been to has a recycling program. Why, in most towns, if a cowboy wants to recycle a glass bottle or a can, all he needs to do is send a telegraph to 1-800-RECYCLE.
All right, troublemaker. All right. I'm so tired of you and your double talk that I want you to clear out. I've given you enough warning. I want you to clear out today by high noon. Today.
Oh, stranger, he really means it. Oh.
No, Missy. No, Missy, I refuse to leave. This here town needs recycling, and I'm fixing to make sure it does.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, you know, that new guy that the sheriff told to get out of town? Right now, he's right down in the center of town, and he's making quite a ruckus. He's talking about stuff. Man, the sheriff's gonna be mad. He's talking about recycling. And we know how the sheriff feels about that, you know. He's talking about how people should recycle all their stuff, how we should buy recycled merchandise. And he says that recycling paper helps save trees. Trees? Not a lot of trees. I mean, who won't save a tree? I never heard anything like that before. He's talking about the 3 R's. Reading, writing, that's what I thought. But he says it's reducing, reusing, and recycling. I never heard anything as crazy as that. And then I was listening, he was talking about something called composting. He says you take your garbage and you throw it in the garden. Who ever heard of such a thing like that? He says cover it all up with dirt, and he says it make your garden grow good. Make it smell too, I think, you know? So I don't know, man. I think if the sheriff finds out about it, he's gonna be in big trouble. What do you think, huh?
Yeah, I think this guy's crazy. You better go tell the sheriff. I think I'll see this guy myself.
Well, you know, that'd be good because then we'd have a witness. He's right down in the center of town and he's making quite a fuss right. Ooh, wow, he's got a big old crowd of people out there with him, doesn't he, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, let's finish up this hand and then I'll go tell the sheriff that he better get on down there quick. All right, what you got?
I got 2 kings.
2 jacks and 3 aces?
Yeah,
I got 4 kings, so I win again. Okay, so I'll go get the sheriff and we'll meet you down there at the center of town, okay?
Yeah,
All right, I'll see you in a bit.
I'll be there.
All right, I'll see you. Sheriff! That recycling varmint you told to leave town?
Yeah.
He's right down in town center, and he's got all the people around him. He's talking about recycling stuff, and he's talking about composting, and all the townspeople, they're listening to him. Thought you'd want to know.
So that troublemaker wouldn't take my advice and leave town after all.
I guess not. He's still here.
Don't he realize who he's fooling with?
I know. He's
I'm the
with...
sheriff in these parts.
I know.
And I say there's nothing good about recycling.
I believe you. I believe you, Sheriff. I believe you.
When I tried to recycle once, as a boy, all I got were complaints from my old man. One time I was telling my old man about recycling, and he got so fed up, he grabbed me by the shirt collar, flung me up into the sky like a tornado. I flew clear over town and landed head down in the ground on the other side of town.
Bet that hurt.
My old man came boop, boop, boop on his horse and came up and greeted me, pulled my head out of the ground, said, "Son, besides, we own the town dump and recycling would put us out of business."
Can't have that.
So from then on, he said, "Son, let's go home." And from that day, I didn't speak one word ever again about recycling.
Well, he's speaking plenty right now, right down in the center of town.
Who is this guy anyway?
I don't know.
Who is this guy anyway? He comes blowing into town and causing all kinds of troubles.
Our town too, huh?
Yeah, and I don't know. He disrupts our peace. Recycling is bad, real bad. And you know what? I have a good mind. I'm gonna go into that town center, and I'm gonna put a stop to it.
Sounds like a good idea, Sheriff.
Grab that hank of rope
I got it.
and come along with me. I'm deputizing you.
All right, let's go get him.
All right.
Let's go get him. I'm right behind you, Sheriff.
I'm deputizing.
All right, I'm deputy.
So you see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Recycling is something that this town needs.
What about jobs? Won't these recycling take jobs away from us at the dump?
Fair question, my friends. But you see, it's been proven in academic study after academic study that ton for ton, recycling creates more jobs than trash. I want you to imagine, if you will, a ton of trash that's thrown into a landfill. Then envision a ton of recyclable materials that's collected, transported, processed, reprocessed, manufactured into new products, creating jobs and economic vitality every step of the way.
I heard about stuff made out of recycled material. From what I heard, it doesn't hold up too well.
Another misnomer, my friend, that is another misnomer. It's been proven also that material products that are made out of recycled materials is every bit as good, if not better, than items that are made from raw materials. It's true, it's true. You take aluminum cans, metal cans, for example. Those type of metals can be recycled and processed into great things that we all use. Things like wagon rims and spurs and stirrups. Just so happens that I have right here, I brought along with me, a great item that's made out of recycled metal. Behold, my friends, I have right here a spur made from recycled metal. Wow. Take a look and you'll see what I mean. It's just as good as anything that's made out of raw materials anytime. And I'm saving the best part for last. That is that recycling is good for the environment. You take that old aluminum bauxite mine I passed as I was strolling into town this morning. That mine is an ugly blight on your landscape, and I would bet my bottom dollar that that mine is polluting this air that you breathe. It's polluting the land where you plant your crops. And worst of all, I bet that mine is polluting that pretty little creek that runs right next to it.
He's right, he's right. Since the sheriff's aluminum mine went in, it's been polluting the river so bad, I can't even get a decent trout out of there no more.
Yeah, you see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The more you can recycle aluminum cans instead of throwing into your dump, the less need there is to harvest aluminum bauxite from that mine, which means less pollution in the air, less pollution in the land, less water pollution. And that pretty little creek that runs right next to it could be brimming with trout again. Yes, recycling. Recycling is what this town needs. Recycling. And now, speaking of blight on the landscapes, the other thing I passed after that ugly mine, I saw a beautiful canyon right next to it. But it was beautiful no more because you see, that canyon is filled with trash now. I reckon that canyon to be your town dump. And if you don't recycle, you're going to have to fill in more and more of these beautiful canyons around here with trash.
Well, he's right. The sheriff's dump, it's a growing and a growing every year. I mean, if we don't do something about it, we've got to start recycling. Then we can extend the life of this dump and it'll last forever. Well, pretty long at least. It might last as long as till the time we start thinking about maybe calling it a landfill.
Speaking of the sheriff, it's high noon. Here he comes.
Well, troublemaker. You just wouldn't take my advice and clear out of town, could you? We only allow trash cans in this here town. We don't believe in recycling. It's a waste of time. Can't you realize that throwing everything in the trash is so much simpler? Deputy?
Now, friend, that's no way to treat a recycling bin. All right, Sheriff, just hold it 1 minute here.
Time is up.
No, Sheriff, this is a little matter between me and you. I think you owe it to these good people of this town that you accept the challenge of mine. If I can prove to you that recycling is more convenient than using the trash, then you need to let me and my recycle bin stay. If not, if I can't win the challenge, well then I'll just pack up my portable recycling bin and I'll clear out of town. Quietly, right?
Well, I don't,
Yes! Let him prove it before you run him out of town. Let him prove it, yeah.
Yes, accept my challenge, Sheriff. These good people are calling upon you to accept my challenge.
Yeah.
Yes, Sheriff.
Yeah.
well,
Do it.
I need to prove to all you people that recycling is a waste of time. So I'll accept the challenge just to prove to you so you'll never bring this matter up again. So be it.
So let the duel begin, Sheriff!
Hand that over, right? Hand me that.
All right.
All right.
Here's the rules of the duel. I got 2 bottles here, 10 paces apart. If I can get my recycle bottle into the recycle can before you can get yours into the trash, I will have proven the recycling is more convenient and easier than using the trash. So take your bottle and let's begin. Let's get on with it, Sheriff. First draw starts the challenge. Ladies and gentlemen of this fair town, recycling is here! And now I am now deputizing you as my new recycling deputy. And your recycling deputy and I will return with yet more recycling cans. Deputy, one more thing before I leave. Thank you, Mayor. I don't like trash cans. Can you do something about this, please? And let's go get some more recycled cans.
Comes from the west to recycle. He comes in our hour of need. He comes from the last to recycle the trash. Recycle, recycle, to keep our earth clean. Recycle, recycle, to keep our earth clean. Get along, Raymond. Carry on, Raymond. Bring that old bottle home to you. For the CRV value. For the earth and its people too. You're blowing tumbleweed. You know just what we need to keep our high plains clean. Recycle, recycle, you know what we mean. Reuse, refuse, don't refuse to reuse.